Hey friends, story time. So today I want to talk about a story that I experienced growing up. The year was 2008. I was in high school. I was a senior in high school. If you're not from the States, a senior in high school means that it's your final year before you graduate, going into the real world. So I was a senior in high school, and at our high school, everyone had to do what was called a senior project. And I went to a school that was focused on digital media and design, so my senior project had to be on digital media and design. And so in my academic years of high school, middle school, and probably elementary as well, I didn't really care. I slacked off a lot. My only focuses were to go home and work on the things that I wanted to go work on and things like that. So I didn't really have a huge focus for academics like I probably should have. And so when it came to my senior project, I slacked off on my senior project as well, naturally. And they told me how important it was to do good on your senior project. You have to pass your senior project, otherwise you have to repeat the 12th grade and all that stuff. But I was like, yeah, whatever. I'll procrastinate and I'll get it done last minute. So I'm doing this. I'm procrastinating, not really doing anything for the project. And this is a project where they give you 100%. You're in charge of it. It's supposed to be like a real world simulation where you have to be in charge of everything that gets done. They check up on you I think 3 or 4 times throughout the semester, but beyond that, you're in a classroom for 2 hours every day and you're supposed to be working on it. So I just abused that time, and it came the final weeks, and I just tried to throw something together, but it was too late. My clients didn't have any time to meet and whatnot. It was very nice learning experience, I'll say. But that's not the worst part. So the worst part is last minute. Okay, so let me backstep real quick. So our senior project, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to find a real world client and provide a real world digital media and design whatever digital media and design product for that client, right? So again, I procrastinated. In my last minute, I was trying to create a product for principal, which is going to be a why you should do well in school type of project, right? But I slacked off, and so last minute I meet with her and I tell her all this stuff, do you have time? I want to interview you. But it was the final 2 weeks and she had no time whatsoever. And I told her, I straight up told her in her face. I was in a meeting with the principal of my school, and I was like, well, if you don't do this, then I'm gonna have to repeat 12th grade. And I'll never forget this. She looked at me and she told me straight to my face in the middle of the meeting, she said, well, Jabril, you can't blame me for your responsibility. You need to get your shit together. Or something like that. Something along those lines. But that lesson will stay with me always. So I ended up failing the project, and I almost had to repeat the 12th grade. However, luckily, I did my senior exhibition. I think I have to name the class senior exhibition. I did that class in the first semester, when there were 2 semesters per year. So in the second semester, I got to retake it again because I was already ahead of a lot of my classes. So I didn't have any other prerequisites that I had to meet to graduate. So I took it again second semester. Everything happens for a reason. I live by this quote. I believe that fate is something real, and I failed that project for a reason. And second term, I buckled down. I left no chance to procrastination, no chance to nothing. And it was a second semester in which I learned that digital media is what I love to do. I got a real world client instead of just principal or some faculty at the school. I went out and I got my client there was a shoe company that were in a lot of malls here in San Diego. I don't know what their status is currently, but when I was in high school, they were in a lot of malls around San Diego, probably all of Southern California actually. And I reached out to the marketing team and I said, hey guys, look, I'm a high school student. I need to find a real world client. I'll give you a free product. Just what are you interested in? And I didn't know anything about motion. I didn't know anything about marketing. I didn't know anything about anything, man. I was super wet behind the ears. Anyhow, fast forward, I get this client, call him on the phone. A really exciting time for me because I'm talking to someone who really works at a company. I'm talking to someone who's in charge of the marketing. And at the time, I was really big into street ball. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but if you know what the Harlem Globetrotters are, I was doing that kind of stuff. Filming videos and performing and stuff like that. So what we negotiated for the product was going to be essentially that. I was gonna make a video about that or doing that, performing that stuff, but promoting their brand. So that was the product. And man, that was such a fun time putting together that project. I don't remember all the specifics, but we fast forward to towards the end where the project is due and all that, I ended up getting an A on that project just because of how much energy and effort that I put into it. And you know, the client said they loved it, even though, like, looking back, it was kind of like, the hell's going on here? How can this really help? They enjoyed it, and I have that project. Actually, I can show you guys right now. Actually, I'm going to show you right now, but I do want to preference. I'm gonna leave this on a cliffhanger. Back to what I was saying, I believe in fate. I believe everything happens for a reason. That project that I did was a stepping stone to a lot of things that I'm kind of doing now, believe it or not. After that project was over and after I graduated, that connection that I had with the marketing director of Chic Shoes, I was naming the company, Chic Shoes, actually went on to give me more things to do later. It went down a very interesting path for a while. I'll tell you what, I'll continue story time a little later. We'll pick this up a little later, but for now, I'm gonna play my senior project that I did in high school. Please don't judge me. It was a very long time. I was into a bunch of different things back then, but without further ado, here's the project. Enjoy.
That's how it goes for everything. Take number 4.